FIFA president Gianni Infantino has insisted Iran will play World Cup matches in the United States, despite the football governing body's Congress opening without the country's delegation, its absence highlighting tensions and challenges surrounding the tournament. Iran's absence deprived Thursday's Congress of direct representation from a country whose presence at the 2026 World Cup is already shaping behind-the-scenes discussions. And the issue is particularly acute given the tournament's cross-border nature.
Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum has cast doubt on accusations by the United States that Sinaloa Governor Ruben Rocha collaborated with the Sinaloa drug cartel after U.S. prosecutors charged him with having ties to organized crime. My position on these events is as follows: truth, justice, and the defense of sovereignty, Sheinbaum said on Thursday. She added that the U.S. claims lack credibility unless they are backed by actual evidence.
And United States President Donald Trump has said Tennessee will redraw its electoral map following a U.S. Supreme Court ruling that gutted a key provision of the landmark U.S. Voting Rights Act. While the Supreme Court's ruling on Louisiana's electoral map has wide-ranging implications across the country, it also has implications for the broader electoral landscape.
After Sam Altman trash-talked Anthropic for gatekeeping its cybersecurity tool Mythos by only releasing it to select users, he confirmed that OpenAI would be doing the same with its competing tool. Cybert said in a post on X on Thursday that OpenAI will begin rolling out GPT 5.5 Cyber to critical cyber defenders in the next few days. OpenAI has an application about their credentials and planned use in order to go access. Planned use.
And security researchers are sounding the alarm on a newly discovered vulnerability in the widely used web server management software cPanel and Web Host Manager, WHM. The bug allows hackers to hijack and take full control of the servers running the affected software, which is thought to be used by tens of millions of website owners around the world.
Rivian has reworked its loan deal with the Department of Energy and now expects to borrow $4.5 billion to build its new factory in Georgia, down from the original amount of $6. $6 billion allocated under the Biden administration. The company also announced Thursday that it will draw on the loan sooner than planned, in early 2027, and expects to increase the total capacity of the Georgia plant from 200,000 to 300,000 vehicles in its initial phase of operation, another sign that the company has high hopes for its upcoming R2 SUV. Myanmar's former leader Aung San Suu Kyi has been moved to house arrest, state media report, more than 5 years after the military toppled the civilian government that the Nobel laureate had led and jailed her. President Min Aung Hlaing, who ordered the coup in 2021, said in a statement on Thursday that he commuted the remaining sentence to be served at the designated residence. OpenAI is getting serious about account security. The company on Thursday launched Advanced Account Security, a set of opt-in protections for ChatGPT users designed for high-value individuals, but available to anyone who wants them. Faraday Future paid around $7.5 million to a company controlled by its founder Jia Yuting in 2025, according to a new regulatory filing. The long-struggling electric vehicle startup made the payments in a year when it delivered only 4 vehicles and lost nearly $400 million. The company has pivoted to selling cheaper vans and robots imported from China. The federal government on Thursday approved another big increase in diesel and petrol prices for the next 8 days. The Prime Minister has sanctioned an increase of Rs. 19.39 per litre in the price of diesel and 6.51 per litre for petrol. Following the approval, the price of diesel will now be Rs. 399.58 per litre and petrol 399.86 per litre.
and the government raised on Thursday the price of petrol by Rs 6.51 per litre and that of Hytene 0.39. Following the increase, the price of petrol stands at 399.86 per litre and HSDs at 399.58.
A bomb that killed a soldier in a remote Russian town was likely targeting a notorious Russian commander known as the Butcher of Bucha. Russian and Ukrainian media and military bloggers said. Russian authorities said the bomb attack on Tuesday in the Far East Khabarovsk region killed one person and injured several others.
And explosions rocked Mali's capital on April 25 as rebels carried out coordinated attacks across the country. Mali's defense minister was killed along with his wife and children when an attacker struck their home. With Bamako under siege and the military leadership briefly disappearing from view, who is really behind the violence in Mali? In this episode,
President Donald Trump has renewed his attacks on German Chancellor Friedrich Merz as the rift between the United States and one of its closest European allies widens over Berlin's criticism of the war on Iran. The US president suggested on Thursday that Merz should focus on German and European affairs rather than comment on the conflict in the Middle East.
And an Israeli human rights organization has petitioned the Supreme Court to demand the immediate release of 14 doctors from Gaza held without charge for more than a year. Physicians for Human Rights Israel, PHRI, said on Thursday that it filed the petition after the Israeli military's chief of staff, Eyal Zamir, failed to respond to its request to release the group, which includes pediatricians, orthopedic specialists and surgeons.
The United States has fallen to a historic low in the Reporters Sans Frontières, RSF, or Reporters Without Borders, annual press freedom tracker, continuing a decade-long decline, the organization has said. The report on Thursday recorded a global drop in press freedom indicators in 2025, with for the first time more than half of the world's countries labeled as difficult or very serious. Financial services platform Stripe is introducing a digital wallet specifically built for the AI era, where autonomous agents can perform tasks that include shopping, paying for reservations, buying tickets, and more. At its annual conference this week, the company introduced Link, a wallet that allows you to connect various payment methods, track your spending, and view your recurring subscriptions. It also lets you integrate your AI agents so they can spend on your behalf. Secure.
TikTok is launching a new campus hub, the company told TechCrunch in an email on Thursday. The new hub features dedicated college group chats and personalized feeds designed to help students stay connected with their campus communities even while they're away for the summer. The new hub builds on the app's campus verification feature, which launched last August, and lets users add their college campus to their TikTok profile and browse a list of students at their school in order to find and connect with others on their campus. The feature is available across more than 6 seasoned universities through TikTok's partnership with Unidas, a student verification platform that confirms student status.
And Google announced on Thursday that it will begin rolling out Gemini to cars with Google built-in, marking a significant upgrade from the current Google Assistant. The move signals Google's push to bring more advanced and conversational AI into the driving experience. The announcement follows closely behind news from General Motors, which revealed yesterday that Gemini is coming to approximately 4 million vehicles from model year 2022 and newer, and spanning brands like Cadillac, Chevrolet, Buick and GMC. However, today's announcement didn't name specific automakers, suggesting that Gemini won't be limited to GM vehicles.
Founders building in the healthcare space can't just build fast and break things. Timelines stretch longer, stakes are higher, and success depends on navigating systems that reward rigor over speed. That's exactly the reality Robi Bustami, co-founder and CEO of Biotics AI, has been building in. His company is developing an AI co-pilot for ultrasound that helps detect fetal abnormalities, an area where misdiagnosis rates remain surprisingly high. Bustami joined Isabel Johannesson on Build Mode to discuss how the company has navigated a highly regulated space and kept the team motivated while cutting through all the red tape. OpenAI and Anthropic have been on the warpath lately against third-party efforts to train new AI models by prompting their publicly accessible chatbots and APIs, a process known as distillation. That conversation has focused on Chinese firms using distillation to create open-weight models that are nearly as capable as US offerings, but available at a much lower cost. However, tech workers have widely assumed that American labs use these techniques on each other to avoid falling behind competitors. The Petroleum Division refuted on Thursday reports claiming that petrol stations were to shut down in the country owing to a fuel shortage. There is no truth to reports of the closure of petrol pumps from May 1. The supply of petroleum products will continue uninterrupted, the Petroleum Division posted on X. Peshawar, following public outcry from his own constituency over drone attacks, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa Chief Minister Sohail Afridi on Thursday hinted at introducing legislation to criminalize collateral damage in such incidents. The development comes after a meeting of lawmakers from the respective districts decided that the issue would be taken up in the Provincial Assembly, while vowing to put up a joint front to protect civilians. The military's media affairs wing said on Thursday that 13 Indian-sponsored terrorists were killed in 2 foiled infiltration attempts along the Pak-Afghan border in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. In a statement, Inter-Services Public Relations said that the 13 Fitna al-Khawarij terrorists were killed last night.
And a man has been sentenced to death by hanging for the murder of 4 toddlers at a nursery school in Uganda's capital, Kampala, earlier this month. On the 2nd of April, Christopher Okello Onyem, 38, entered the Gaba Early Childhood Development Programme and fatally stabbed the infants Eteku Gideon, Keisha Agenawoth, Seruyangi Ignatius and Odeka Ryan, all aged between 1 and 2 years old. And US prosecutors have accused the sitting governor of Mexico's Sinaloa state, Ruben Rocha Moya, of conspiring with cartel drug traffickers. Rocha Moya, who hails from the party of Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum, is charged alongside 9 other current and former Mexican government officials.
The detained former Myanmar leader Aung San Suu Kyi has been moved to house arrest. The country's state media has reported. The 80-year-old Nobel laureate has been held in detention, probably in a military prison in the capital Nay Pyi Taw, since she was removed from office in a military coup in 2021. The National Highways and Motorway Police, NHNP, has launched a cashless payment system for driving license fees, allowing citizens to pay digitally without visiting banks. The system was inaugurated by Deputy Inspector General Operations Asghar Ali as part of efforts to simplify public service delivery and improve convenience for applicants. An Israeli grain importer has said it will not receive the cargo of a ship allegedly carrying stolen Ukraine grain after the vessel became the focus of a major diplomatic spat between the two countries. The Israel Grain Importers Association said that the cargo, which Kyiv says was stolen by Russia from occupied Ukrainian territories and had been scheduled to be unloaded at the port of Haifa, would need to go elsewhere.
A spat between the US and Germany has reached new heights, with US President Donald Trump threatening to pull some American troops from the country amid disagreements about the US-led campaign in Iran. The United States is studying and reviewing the possible reduction of troops in Germany, with a determination to be made over the next short period of time. Trump wrote on his Truth Social platform Wednesday night.